let's look at what improvement profile is. At the beginning, I will show you again how we can search through the practices, similar to the way it has been demonstrated at the beginning, but now by using this new interface. I will look for okay, we didn't find anything here. Let's add something more. We have found some practices here, and as you can see, the list is pretty much identical to the list that have been presented initially by me when I gave you the demo of how you can use this app to search for best practices. But there is one small difference. Next to each of the practices, you will see this shopping cart. So basically, when you search for the best practices, now you have the experience similar to the online shopping. So as you are shopping by going through the product catalogs online, here also we use this paradigm and this user interface or user experience element to also present how we want the practices to be added to the improvement profile. So we are not adding the products to a shopping basket, but now we are adding the practices to improvement profile. And when you put the mouse over this icon for the shopping basket, you will see the indication saying exactly that. So, for example, we can find some practice like this one, promotion of talent recruitment schemes at international fairs, and we would click on this shopping cart icon to add it. And you saw that there is a message that the improvement profile item has been saved. And as you can see at the top now, there are 8 practices in your improvement profile. So let's have a look at the improvement profile and what is improvement profile. As you can see here at the description, we can add practices to this profile. First of all, the practices are added to the organizational profile, not a user profile, meaning that if we have 5 accounts associated to one organization, each of those 5 accounts will add to improvement profile the selected practices, but the improvement profile, namely the overall list of practices, will be the sum of all practices added by all users. This is done because the idea of multiple users actually is the idea of having different people, different staff with different expertises, different areas, and different types of services provided to international researchers, meaning that there should not be any overlaps between the selected best practices. Even if there are, basically you cannot add one best practice twice to the profile. So if you try to add it, basically it will be already there. So once you add and your team adds new practices to the profile, then you will be able to review them, to define their priorities, to add custom activities to their implementations, to review the created path scope, and to review the overall difficulty of the improvement path. So let's have a look. As you can see, there is list of 8 practices added to improvement profile of this organization, to which the demo account belong. And as you can see, at the right-hand side, there is a small table associated to each of the practices, indicating the list of activities related to how do we want to implement the specific best practice into your organization. This is what we said before. The improvement profile is not only the list of best practices we want to implement in our organization in order to improve the services, but also the activities that we planned in order to have a smooth implementation of those practices. So all these makes your improvement profile. list of best practices, and action plan for their implementation. As you can see, here there are practices. You can also add some new activity by clicking on Add Activity. You can also delete the existing activity. You can edit existing activities, and so on. Let's create a new activity for the best practices we have previously created. So we can add activity, and the title should be Creation of Events Calendar. Who will be in charge for that? Let's say PR of the organization. We can put some note. We can select a starting date, and then we can select the end date of the activity. We can submit that, and then the activity will be added. So this is how we create new actions and add new activities for the implementation of the selected best practices. Going back to the presentation of the plan, similar to the presentation of the found best practices, we have the view with the description of the practices belonging to improvement path as well as implementation view. On overall, there is one nice feature, and you can see this at the bottom of this page. This is my improvement path scope, which is summary of all practices included in your improvement path. So you can see the list of all target groups relevant for all the practices in your improvement path, all categories of service to develop and improve with this profile, all the organizational goals which you will be attaining or pursuing with this profile. So some of those goals, some of those services will be associated to multiple activities, some will be associated to only one best practice, but all of them will be here in this profile, so you can see the nice overview of the path scope. Also, you will see here on the right-hand side like a synthesis of the path difficulty, and you will see here the mean values, or like a average values of the difficulties to prepare for implementation, difficulties to deliver, and organizational change anticipated with the indicator gauges. All this can be printed in a nice view. If you click on Print My Improvement Profile, you will get this long page with the full list of practices belonging, full description with the full structure, all data about the practices belonging to your improvement profile, including the examples associated to those practices, as well as the summaries that have been just presented. So that's it. We hope that you will be enjoying in using the app, that you will learn a lot, and that you will find the application, especially this part related to building the improvement profile and action plan, useful for the improvement of your process of supporting international researchers in your organization. Thank you.